We are honored tonight to bring on this person. I met this person. Now, let me try and introduce this person. It's a she. I met this person in our recent recognition event in Nexus Convention Center. Okay, let me try whether I get all this correct or not. I've been trying to ask around and, you know, to make it easier for myself lah, to introduce her lah, right? So she was born in October the 5th, I think, if I get it correct. And she studied in Singapore. She's a Singaporean, okay? I thought all the while she was a Honky, right? She studied in St. Joseph's Convent in Singapore. And like later, she had the opportunity to go and study in the University of Ottawa, Canada, if I'm not mistaken. And she just admitted for me just now, just before we start, she likes all things sweet lah. Okay, she has a sweet tooth. She is a Teochew who speaks English, Mandarin, and Cantonese. You know, I mean, Hong Kong people can really speak very good Cantonese, but she learned her Cantonese watching Hong Kong movies, she admitted just now. Okay. Now, so she has an amazing business, which she is current founder, owner of a cake business, Sweet Secrets Limited in Hong Kong. Wow, so lucky, So she started this business to connect, to people with, she loves cakes and desserts and, she specialized in creating edible art cake, if I'm not mistaken. She has great fun and she does alternative baking now. I just got to know this term, alternative baking, from her just now. And she feels so lucky to be enjoying her work, right? And so she recently actually just touched down back to Hong Kong today. And we are so thankful. She said yes to us to come on and help us share on Super Wednesday. So everyone, you are very, very lucky. And streaming live all the way from Hong Kong, please type 111 to help me welcome Miss Sarah Lee. Sarah, the floor is yours.
Wow, this is truly amazing. Thank you so much, Alfred. Little did I ever imagine that I'll be here sharing with, 132 participants in the Zoom. Because a few weeks ago, I was just also a participant joining in to learn from Jinlong, wanting to learn more about health, my personal health, and all that. So the last few weeks has been awesomely amazing. So thank you for the introduction. You got a lot of information very much spot on. That was everything was
Okay.
absolutely correct. Some of them I don't even know where you got them from.
I've been asking around, Sarah.
Yeah, and I'm very, very grateful to be here today. And some of my new friends has actually joined as well. Carol, she's a new but also not a new friend, a friend of mine from over 30 something years ago, which I recently got to reconnect with her in KL. And Rosanna as well, that I've recently met at the recognition convention. She was seated beside me. We were both we were both sharers of our testimonies at that event. So very, very grateful to have met her and hear her testimony as well. Yeah. So I have prepared a few simple slides, which perhaps, Alfred, is it a good time for me to share that?
Yep.
Can you see my slide?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So, well, Alfred has already given all of you a very comprehensive information background about me. So yeah, so I am Singaporean and I have lived in Hong Kong for 32 years. So I came here in 1993. So I'm now 56 years old and a single mother of a 26 years old daughter. So she's here on the left bottom corner, Melanie. And I've been running my cake business since 1999. So it was brick and mortar for 20 years, and I'm now operating it online as an e-commerce. And it's an award-winning business. We have gotten a lot of different recognitions for the various work that we have done. Predominantly, I have to say I'm very proud to be able to cater to a lot of people on different kind of diets, whether it's by choice or not by choice. So what I mean by that is we cater to people who have eczema and they need to change their diet. They need to cut out sugar, wheat, possibly even dairy, because these ingredients actually causes inflammation in our body. So we also cater to people who have SCN, neurodiverse disorder. Again, our gut health is also related to our brain health. So we also cater to a lot of these customers as well. And also diabetic customers who have to cut out sugar and watch out for their carbs. I'm particularly passionate about that because my mom was diagnosed diabetic in her early 40s and my grandmother was also diabetic. So growing up, I've always thought I'm going to be one of them, to be a diabetic. But of course, as I grew up, I understood that when we manage our lifestyle, exercising, eating well, and all of that, we can actually stay healthy. So here, just a little visual. I love to eat good food. I'm a foodie, but I'm also very particular about the kind of food that I eat, the kind of water that I drink. Everything needs to be clean, filtered, wholesome, nutritious, and all that. And I'm actually very tall and very skinny. You can see from this picture, I'm actually 1.74 meters tall, but I weigh only on the average of, well, prior to using LifeWave, I was kind of hovering around 50, 51 kg, which you can imagine is actually, I was vastly underweight. And then I started to train in a gym to kind of build up my muscle mass, because as I age, I became very wary that past 50, we start to lose our muscles, and that's not a good thing. Because when you hear of elderly, we don't want old people to fall. Why is that? Because they will have difficulty healing. So, training for muscle mass, having strength, having good balance, has been something that I have been very mindful about as well. Yeah. So, and I love to travel. Right bottom here is a picture of me and my partner in Switzerland, traveling on the Glaciers Express last summer. So the top right is me winning an award, which I was really proud of. So, having said that, I'm so mindful about, my lifestyle, eating, food, choice of food, and all of that. Why do I still have why did I still have a lot of health issue? I was not very good at managing my stress. So a single mom running my own conventional, traditional business comes along with a lot of stress. And, when I was much younger, I have this, I can do it attitude, I just push forward with every challenge that comes along. So there's a price to pay. When I hit 50, I had frozen shoulder, which I had to go through 2 years of treatment before I started to get my mobility back. And then 2 years ago, I'm 56 now, so I was 54. I started to have a lot of issues, which I didn't understand what it was. I was always constantly tired and my cognitive function was no good. I could not think through anything. I couldn't organize. I couldn't strategize. I couldn't do a lot of normal day-to-day day-to-day activities for my business. And I was diagnosed with adrenal chronic fatigue. I was just constantly tired, breathless, not much energy at all. So having to run my own business every day, I had like maybe 4 hours where I was functional. So you can imagine that's not enough for me to run my business. And then that, of course, started to get me to a depressive state as well. So previously I had gone to, when I had skin flare-ups, mostly due to stress-induced and emotional stress, I would go to a dermatologist. And of course, they would always prescribe steroid medication and cream. So in 2023, I decided I do not want to go down that route again. So I consulted a TCM, which was crazy expensive. Every month it was costing me 10 to 12,000 Hong Kong dollars. I think if you convert it to ringgit, I think it's divided by 2, right? So we're talking about 5,000-6,000 ringgit a month just on my TCM, medicine and consultation. So yeah, so this is a little bit of visual of, what I was dealing with when my skin would flare up. By end of last year, my skin started to clear up a lot. I mean, in between, I have ups and downs, roller coasters. So last year, July, coming to a year now, I was introduced to LifeWave patches by a very good friend of mine, Catherine. What is her rank now with at LifeWave? I think she's a PD. Yeah. So she's very passionate about healing. So when I started patching for what I was dealing with, I was patching Eon for the inflammation. I was patching Aloe Vera as well for the skin issues to help with my skin. Well, it's not just for the external skin, but it works in the organs inside out, because the Chinese doctor also diagnosed me with a lot of organ. They call it in Cantonese, they call it pei wai, which means my digestive system was not good. I wasn't absorbing very well. And then definitely I was using our hero product X39 for stem cells. So after 2 months, my energy level picked up and my cognitive function was highly enhanced. So just to give you an idea, previously I was mentioning, every day I'll probably have about on average 4 hours of functional hours. But when my energy level started to pick up, I could go from 5, 6 a.m. in the morning to 11, 12 midnight. That was not possible before. So how did that happen? I can't explain it. All I could say is my body was starting to heal. My adrenal chronic fatigue started to go away. Yeah. So my roller coaster experience with my skin, I still get skin flare-ups. Like recently when I was in Malaysia, I was eating all this amazing durians and my skin was not agreeable to it and it started to flare up. But very quickly, within a week, it subsided and skin is all good. So my skin is all good now. So before the patch, it would take me weeks or even months before my skin like that from the left picture would start to even subside. So that tells me my immunity, my rate of my body is very much able to heal and recover. So why did I decide to use the patches when Catherine shared with me? So I am somebody who's not for pharmaceutical drugs because I don't want to be reliant. I don't want to, because back then my doctor would say, oh, every year when you have a problem, I just have to go back for those steroid cream. And there's a lot of side effects from it because each time when my skin will flare up, it will flare up even worse than before. And it will also compromise my immunity as well. So the fact that the patches is no drugs, there's no drugs in any of the patches, and nothing from the patch actually goes into our skin. The term that we use is non-transdermal, right? Unlike the steroid cream, the steroid actually goes into my body, into my system. That's how it actually messes up with my body. So there is also a lot of side effects with conventional drugs and stuff. So I really love that there is no side effect whatsoever with the patching. Even if I don't patch it at the right position, it will still work. And it's all absolutely safe. And it's amazing to know that David is holding over 200 patents, as I remember, to all his inventions. And it is not a small feat to get any product patented, as I understand. And for him to hold over 200, that is truly amazing. And when a product is patented, it actually means that the product does what it says it is supposed to do, which means it is proven. So, and the fact that all it actually is doing for us is actually stimulating our body so that our body is able to self-heal. And I'm an absolute believer in that, you know, whatever religion you come from, I'm a Christian, so I believe God has created me to have the ability to self-heal. So, you know, when I was a baby, I get a little cut. Mom doesn't have to do anything, but my wound would heal. That's the miracle that God has created us with the self-healing ability. So what the patch is doing is enhance that ability that is already innately within us. So I like to throw in that word affordable because, you know, I have friends who ask me, oh, is this really expensive? How much does it cost? And I would say, oh my goodness, this is way affordable. What I've been spending before and now what I'm spending and getting the healing that I'm getting from it, it is absolutely affordable. So what I say to my friends is, you know, the patches that I use cost me less than a latte, a cappuccino from Starbucks. So all of you could imagine how affordable this is. So I want to also say it is really easy to use because all I have to do is just stick it on me wherever I need it, and then I'm good to go for the day. When I was taking Chinese medicine, it was very challenging. I have to prepare the medicine, I have to apply the medicine on my body, and I have to leave them on patches of Chinese medicine, liquid brownish, and have to patch it all over my body because I have flare-ups on my arms, on my legs as well, my upper lower legs. So going through that protocol using Chinese medicine was so stressful in itself for me. So that's why I say, you know, I really love that the patches are so easy to use. So yeah, I'm sharing this slide. So this was from this year, just a few weeks ago. In February this year, I was shared a video from last year's brand recognition event. It was a video 20 minutes long for the testimony marathon. And watching that 20 minutes video of the testimonial marathon just brought tears to my eyes. Why that is because everyone that went on stage shared the challenges that they had and how LifeWave actually gave them a second chance in life. And I remember there was a lady who said, you know, she was so inhibited, she couldn't even do things daily. She couldn't do her work, her business like I experienced as well. And then she's now traveling, hiking in the world and all of that. That's also my experience, that I'm now able to travel, enjoy a lot of things in my life. So I was really, really thrilled that I actually got to be a part of this year's 2025 testimonial marathon. So I'm actually right there on the far right, if you guys could see that. So I got to share my testimonial this year. And in that opportunity to share what that meant for me is really being there and being the light, sharing what I got out of LifeWave, what LifeWave did for me, and what I'll love for LifeWave to be able to do for others. So these are some pictures that I took from, a couple of pictures that I took from the my last trip in KL, and it was truly amazing. What I really loved was connecting with truly highly successful leaders. Jinlong is here on the left bottom, and Xinhua as well, a pharmacist who no longer pushes drug, like Alfred was saying. I truly admire that. And the lady beside me is Carol, my amazing friend. She's an executive director. And yeah, and all these leaders, they're so successful and yet they're so humble. And they really stand for making a contribution and really helping people. And I truly, truly appreciate that about all these amazing people that I have met in that short few days. And also the different trainings that we were able to attend to understand a lot about health and wellness, which is what I'm very passionate about, besides all things sweet. Now my true passion is about health and wellness. It's always been for a long time. And whatever that we learn in all this training is free. And what we learn here, we get to share with others to inspire others to have good health and how they can take care of themselves. So I really, truly appreciate this journey to be in a LifeWave business whereby we all learn from one another, we inspire one another to live well and live young. So LifeWave is, I've never really been involved much in other direct marketing business. I've kind of dipped into it a little bit, but I never really truly went into it. I've always found it very daunting. Some of them, not naming any names, some of them, I just thought the products were still so complicated. They have so many products, supplements and equipments and devices. I just thought, wow, it's too complicated for me to even comprehend it. How do I even start to share it? So that is a deterrence for myself. And another one that I explored, it has a very high entry level investment wise. So I did attempt in that. And at the time, I think I'm talking about 15 years ago. And my entry level investment, I was talking about 70 to 80,000 Hong Kong dollars just to start. And I actually had to use that money to buy products, to stock those products, and then to try to sell them, which was crazily risky. And I was not successful in that. And I ended up, sitting on the stock that I bought. So yeah, so I really appreciate that in LifeWave, I don't have to do that. I'm already a user. I'm a very happy user because it's done so much for me. And there is just no need to stock anything. There is no risk whatsoever involved, not from the product side, not from the monetary side as well. And the other aspect is I've been told many times over, I think part of the reason why I was not successful in the other previous couple of attempts was I was not a good leader. There was not a good system or support whereby I could learn and be trained to be a leader. And that is something I really aspire to be. And all the more so after meeting all these leaders in the past week in Malaysia, I just thought, wow, I really want to be one of them. I really want to be a part of them. And they say, how you attract alike, and we hang out with people who are like us. So that's the community I want to be a part of. Absolutely. And to me, being a leader, why that is so interesting is a lot of us are not actually born leaders. And leadership can be trained. When we're in the right community, we can be trained to be true leaders, good leaders. And for me, what leader means is also being a team player. Just because I'm a leader, it doesn't mean I'm high up there. And that's what I've witnessed when all these leaders that I've met is a lot of them are actually so amazingly humble. And that is a trait that I really appreciate. And I truly want to be like that as well. So to be a leader, to me, means somebody who has integrity, a high level of integrity. saying what you say you would do and doing what you say you would. And somebody that people would trust. And a leader is someone who's also empathetic, somebody who's resilient. And I think in the video that we watched earlier, David also touched on being patient, having persistence as well. And we also have to have the true heart to want to serve. Being a leader is not to be served. It is one who wants to serve. And so, yeah. And in order to serve, having strong communication also makes a lot of sense as well. And that's something I really want to learn, to be a strong communicator also. Yeah. And the slogan for this year with LiveWave is "Be the light." That absolutely resonate with me. I believe that we all are light. And when we're in darkness, we all need light. And when there is light, there is hope. When I was really dealing with my health challenges, when I didn't find the right solution for myself, it was all darkness. And when I met LiveWave, when I got to have a second chance with my health, I really resonate and connect with that light. And I really want to be in that position where I can be the light to others, just like Catherine, my friend who's now my sponsor. She was the light for me, and I want to be that for others. And I don't have to have any special knowledge or be really good at anything. I don't really know a lot about the products. I'm still a user. I'm still learning as I go. I don't have to be an expert. I just feel that I just have to be true to myself. I just have to believe in the product, which I do because I experience what the product is about, and then sharing my experience, and when people get that I'm just sharing from my heart, they will get it. So, whereas, in my previous experience, wow, I really felt that I had to know all these other products or devices and everything before I could even talk about anything. So here, what I've been doing is simply sharing my testimony, sharing my experience. So it is totally doable for anybody who is new here today, who is considering whether direct marketing business is for you or not. And I said, no brainer. Just start as a user like me. Have your own testimony. Even if you don't, there's a lot around us, thousands and thousands where you could leverage on. Yeah, totally. Because I just had somebody, one of my brand partner, she shared with a new friend of hers whose mother has trigger finger. I know nothing about trigger finger, and I was just asking, people that I've met. I asked Carol, and she shared with me, oh, you could actually use a patch, I think it was the ice wave patch, putting the brown patch on the palm one side and the white patch on the other, and that could help. So that is just leveraging the knowledge and expertise that's already in the community. So then it takes the fear out of me that I have to know it all. I actually don't. I can actually learn from a lot of amazing people here, and everyone is just so ready to share and support. So, yeah, so about considering why LiveWave business, again, besides the product, what really makes a huge difference for me is David. He is just such a down-to-earth person, and all he wants, his mission, is to help people, to have health, to have a second chance, to have hope. So why I put David's here as my second point, why LiveWave, because he truly believed in his cause, his calling to help people. So if you join a company that's all about money, I think there's only that far that a company could go. And the fact that he is the inventor of all the patches, that gives me a lot of confidence. And he's still running the business. And he is such a visionary, and he's already, in the short video as well, as Alfred shared, there is a lot in the pipeline in the future for the company. I think some 5, 10, at least even beyond, how the company is going to grow. For me, the culture of the company is very important. And the value that we stand for as well is truly important for me. That whole family, community, support, care, and love means a lot to me. So that's why I chose Lifeway. Definitely the product as well. I've mentioned before the number of patents that David holds. Yeah, and a huge market potential. So yeah, as I understand, 2024 LiveWave was awarded the Bravo Growth Award. Alfred, if you could chip in a little bit for me, what was the percentage growth that LiveWave had? Was some 2000%, was it?
Yeah, it was year on year 2000+%.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
as I know, some other direct marketing company, they've either stayed stagnant or nobody just beats this kind of growth. It's just phenomenal. And if you're considering any direct marketing business, if you definitely want to ride the wave, you know, like the background in Alfred's screen here, we want to ride the wave with a company that is going to soar, not a company that's saturated or going downhill. So that is the future I am working towards. So easy entry, like I mentioned, my previous experience, I had to put in so much money and I ended up losing them and stock that I had to deal with. So here, none of that. You just have to buy the patches that you need for your own health so that you stay young and reverse age for yourself. And then you can already be in business. So no risk at all. I love that. So yeah, so my future with LiveWave. Okay, this picture on the right, it's really interesting. So I did not win the award, but I'm manifesting, I am visualizing that is my very near future. So this award actually belongs to our executive director, Carol. I visited her a couple of days ago in Johor Bahru, and she was showing me her award, and I was like, oh, wow, can I hold this, please? So it was truly amazing. So Carol, a truly, truly amazing friend. So she took a picture for me and said, this is your future. Very quickly. Manifest that, live that, see that. So I thought, yeah, I just want to share this picture here. Nothing is impossible. It just takes persistence and resilience and patience. And what I see here, what is possible for my future is health. And I am already enjoying good health, and I know I will be improving way better. I'm really happy that, you know, nobody could actually tell that I'm 56 years old. And I like to think that, yeah, you know, I look younger than my number. I mean, the age is just a number, right? All I care about is managing the inflammation for my body that is being created on a day-to-day basis, free radical, the food that we eat, you know, all these toxins in our water and air and environment, and the clothes we wear and all this detergent, everything it's all around us. So, you know, when my partner asked me, oh, how long do I have to patch for? I'm like, well, do you want to be healthy and looking young? Then I said, if your answer is yes, the answer is we will keep patching. So to good health, and wealth is definitely just down the road, right? So I'm very new in my LifeWave business journey. I'm currently a manager rank, not very high, the lowest rank, but I'm going into that executive director very soon. And along with that, wealth will come along. When we make a difference, when we help people, that money will come. So, and I love that this is a business that we could do anywhere. I remember in April, I was traveling in Vietnam, in Da Nang, and I was lying by the pool. And a brand partner of mine said, a very new brand partner of mine said, hey, I need to talk to Christine. Can you please call her now? So I said, yeah, okay, I'm happy to call Christine now. So I just picked up the text, sent her Christine a message. Christine, are you free to talk? Poonam asked me to call you. So we started talking. She's like, I want to know what this patches is about. What can it do for me? Just so in the short, brief 10 minutes conversations, like, how do I get the patches? So I said, I can get the patches to you very quickly, no problem. So this is the freedom that I don't have with my brick and mortar business. And that is definitely something that I aspire to have more freedom. As I age, I don't want to be stuck, with my business, with my team, with my staff, with the customers all the time. So yeah. So I've already mentioned about leadership, and that is something that I can definitely be groomed and trained. And yeah, and this is also an environment where I see continuous growth, whether it is market, product, health, people, communication, serving, all rounded. And that's the space I want to be in. And I'm a believer in lifelong learning, and this serves me really well. Yeah, and I look forward to the relationships with the LifeWave family. I want to say why I aspire all this future, because I have my own small business. If any one of you is currently or ever been an owner of a SME, we know that you can get that stress of being stuck, so to speak, with your business. When the economy is down, like how it is now, it's a lot of stress over, can we make it? It comes to end of the month, are we going to be able to make ends meet? So I'm a member with a business networking group. And I see a lot of people really dealing with a lot of issues where people are talking about closing their business, or having to consider doing other businesses. So this is a constant challenge when we are in a traditional business. So this is definitely what I have been and also dealing with in the traditional business. So, and because I'm an owner of a small business, I'm the boss, I get to call the shots. So I find myself very limited in the amount of leadership training that I get because I'm already the leader. But here in LifeWave, I get to learn and be trained by a lot of other amazing leaders worldwide, not just in Asia. And that's something I'm looking forward to. This is something that I decided to throw in here. This is my brother, Vincent. So I actually decided to make this trip to a few weeks ago to go back to Singapore to visit my brother. So at the time, I haven't decided to go to KL. It was just to see my brother. So my brother is currently 64 years old. When he was in his early 50s, he was diagnosed with Parkinson's. And it was actually very early for anyone to be diagnosed with Parkinson's. And it came as a huge shock because he is somebody who takes care of himself. He eats well. He exercises. He's very active. He's very mindful. So we really don't know how he, came down with this neuro disorder. So that's what Parkinson's disease is. It's a neuro disorder. So for anyone who doesn't know what that is, it's the degeneration of your neural system will over time have us lose control of our muscular system, of our muscles. So this is a picture that was taken of my brother in March 2025. So he was already more than 10 years into his Parkinson's disease. So he went through a very dark phase. For somebody who's active, who now, felt like he's bound and stuck in his body because he doesn't walk very well, he's not very stable, he cannot walk very far, he doesn't have an active lifestyle anymore. His speech was blurred, so it's very hard for him to communicate with anybody. So last year when I went back to Singapore, I find myself unable to communicate with him because I could not understand anything that he said to me. So that was very heartbreaking for me to not be able to communicate with him anymore. And so in March, I had this picture taken by his helper, by our helper, because that was the day he started to patch in March 2025. So the picture on the right was actually taken this morning, 23rd of July. My brother actually woke up at 6 a.m. because he wants to send me to the airport. So you see how happy he looks here? He has actually put on weight. His appetite is good. Not to say he's actually much better looking than the photo from the left. But what is truly amazing is this trip, I could actually communicate with him. I could actually understand what he says. The reason why Parkinson's patients have problem with the communication is because our speech is actually vocal muscles. So the Parkinson's disease started to affect his vocal muscles. So he was not able to speak loud. He was not able to pronounce the words because of his vocal cords. So he hasn't done anything different. He's been taking his Parkinson's disease medication, but he's been patching for coming to 3 months. And that is the difference that has made for him. When I started him on the patches, it was Eon for the inflammation for his body, and definitely X39. And I also know that carnosine makes a difference for brain health and muscular health as well. So those are the 3 patches that I've given him for the last 3 months, almost 3 months, yes. So recently on this trip, I connected with James Lowe, and he has recommended that I patch my brother with X49, which is another stem cells. And I'm now patching him on the bottom of his big toe, because that's the acupoint that is directly connected with our brain. So yeah, he's just been patching for 2 days with that. And I'm very grateful that I got to learn about all these different ways that I could share with my brother that he would patch. So yeah, so I am, coming back to Hong Kong today. I was just very, very grateful that I could do this little bit of support for my brother, for him to start slowly gaining health, improving his health and the quality of his life for himself. So I feel that I'm being called to do this, because I'm just very grateful that I'm able to make that difference for him and for other people that I've shared life wave patches with. Yeah. So that's my sharing for tonight.